Okay, now it's time to show you how to handle pagination using the crawl template. So first, let me show you how we're going to scrape all the pages of the website. So let's go to the website, and here we are on the transcript page. So I'm going to the main page here, scroll all the way down, and here we can see the pagination bar. So to scrape all the pages of this website, we're going to click or follow this next page button. So let's inspect this button. So I click on the inspect button and then click on the next page button. So this is inside an A tag. And here we can see some attributes. For example, there's a rel attribute with next attribute value. So we're gonna take this to build the XPath. Okay, to build the XPath, we're gonna use the syntax of the previous XPath we built. So here, instead of UL, we're gonna write the A tag. Then instead of class, we're gonna use rel, and as a value, we're gonna set it to next. Then we get rid of the /a because we don't need it. Now, as we can see on the right, two elements matched because there are two buttons, one at the beginning of the page and the other in the end of the page. Now let's go to PyCharm to create a new rule. Now I duplicate this first rule I had, and now I'm going to change the XPath. So I'm going to paste the XPath I built inside quotes, and here we have it. Then I will get rid of the callback and follow argument. The reason why I can delete the callback in this second rule is because we already set the callback equal to parse_item in the first rule object. So when we visit each next page, the parse_item will be called. So there is no need to call it again in the second rule. On the other hand, we can omit the follow argument because we're not specifying the callback argument. So if there is no callback argument, there is no need for the follow argument. Another thing you need to know is that the order in the rules matter. So if the second rule was in the first position, we will not scrape the first page. Now let's go back to the browser to test an XPath. So here, as we've seen before, we have two next page buttons. So we can easily select the first or the second button with square brackets. In case we want to get the first element, we write the number 1 inside square brackets. But in case the XPath has some child elements, we have to use the parentheses before the square brackets. With this, we separate the XPath from the square brackets. Now I copy this and then go to PyCharm. So here, inside the XPath, I'm going to replace the XPath I had before for this new one. So with the square brackets. So I paste it here and that's it. With this, the second rule is ready. So with the first rule, we're gonna get the links of all the movies listed in one page. And with the second rule, we're going to the next page. So with these two rules, we're going to scrape the transcript of all the movies available. Now, before we run this spider, we're going to comment out the line of code that gets the transcripts, so we don't get such large text data. Also, to avoid making this video so long, we're not going to scrape hundreds of pages, but only a couple of them. So here in the website, I'm going to the page that contains only movies that start with the letter X. As you can see, there are only 2 pages, so it'll be faster to scrape this one. So I copy the link and then I paste it here in start_URLs. Now let's open up a terminal to run this spider. So we write scrapey crawl transcripts -o and then the name of the JSON file we want to create. So in this case, I'm going to name it transcripts_letter_x.json. So now we wait until this is finished. And now, as you can see, it only took 6 seconds to scrape 2 pages. And it scraped 47 transcripts. So here, now let's go to PyCharm to open this file. And here we found it. So I'm going to open this JSON file. And here is the data we scraped. So here is the title, the plot, and also the URL. So this is the number of movies that start with the letter X in the website. Now, as you can see, some elements have a null value in orange. This happens because the element wasn't found. And this is fine because some movies don't have plot description, but only title and the transcript. And that's it. You learn how to handle pagination with the Crawl template. As you can see, this way to handle pagination is way easier than Beautiful Soup or Selenium, and also faster.